Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Borderlands weekly video podcast thingy. Today is July 2nd, day of all nerdy goodness and comic new releases. First off, this week I want to thank everybody that came out for Free RPG Day last Saturday. It was fantastic. Folks had a good time, gave away a lot of free stuff. Was that 2 Saturdays ago? 2 Saturdays ago. But thanks for everybody that came in and endured the rainstorm this past Saturday. I know some of you guys got rained out from your games and stuff, but we appreciate everybody coming out and having fun. Anyways, so lots of new releases. We hopefully have some very big news for SC Comic Con coming up in the next week or two, so please listen for that. And we'll go over some new release stuff, see what we got. Let's do merch today first. So you can see we got a bunch of cool stuff in this week. We've got the Batman multi-figure pack down there. That's really cool. Lots of great figures from DC. DC Direct does an awesome job at Comics Pro. They had some really cool stuff they were showing, and more of it is kind of coming through the pipeline now. We also have the Earth 2 Wonder Woman in this week, the new Previews exclusive. That's back in stock for the Pop Vinyls. We've got the Clown from It, Pennywise. We've got Chucky for Pop Vinyls. We also have the cards for Walking Dead Season 3. Now, the Walking Dead cards are huge. They usually go really fast. So thanks, guys, for picking those up when they come in. As you can see right here, we also have the first Guardians of the Galaxy prose novel with Rocket Raccoon and Groot, who apparently are going to be monstrously huge and popular shortly, if they're not already. Also, the large figures for Doctor Who. So these are the 6-inch versions of those Titan figures. They're really cool. We've got those in stock. There's not a ton of them. They're going to go really fast. Guardians of the Galaxy Hero Clicks. We have our nice Kotobukiya figures in this week as well as Falcon from Marvel Select, which I may or may not be slightly prejudiced that was kind of awesome. And Stay Puft Marshmallow Man is in. Got a few t-shirts in. For some reason, somebody likes Deathstroke, somebody likes Deadpool. For those of you who don't know, Deadpool's was originally sort of a copy of Deathstroke. They're not now. They were in the 90s. It's kind of fun. That's for you, Rob Liefeld. Appreciate you. And then the Black Panther t-shirt, who's not a copy of anybody. For Brad Meltzer, who is really awesome and does a great job, we have I Am Rosa Parks. That series of books has been great. If you haven't gotten any of those, if you have young kids, those are really, really good. Also, the Doctor Who car magnets are in. So we've got the Bad Wolf and the Screwdriver and the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside. Few graphic novels in. Obviously, we've got those up on the table there. We've got the kids' Guardians of the Galaxy up there as well. So what we're going to do is go through new release comics next, and then we're going to hit some graphic novels and mags. So, what do we got this week? We got some Morning Glories. Always good from our buddies at Image. Lazarus. They took a little bit of a break on that, and they are back. Book does really well. East of West 13 is out. From the guys over at Boom, really the best-selling book Boom has ever done in our store, Big Trouble in Little China. Number 2 is out. It actually picks up where the movie left off. Or actually, number 1 does. Number 2, believe it or not, picks up where number 1 left off. It's kind of weird how they do that, but that is how that works. Really fun. My kids absolutely love Big Trouble in Little China. They were stoked to get that, and I'm a bit of a nerd, so I was too. Newest Hack and Slash is out. Yay to our buddies Jason Latour and Rico Renzi. Southern Bastards 3 is out. Which, by the way, guys, I don't have a copy right here in front of me. We also have the, I guess it was a Heroes variant cover of Southern Bastards number 1. It's still considered a first print. We have some of those here in the shop. They're $5, and we have those, so feel free to come by and check that out as well. Adam is showing that to me from behind the camera. It really does look gorgeous, even though you can't see it. It's kind of like on a cooking show, and everybody talks about how wonderful the food smells, and you're sitting there looking at your lean cuisine, and it's not really impressive. That's kind of what he's doing right now. He's all heart. So that's it for the independent comics. That said, I want to talk a little bit about independent cons. As you guys know, I used to work for Heroes, and I used to help do Heroes Con, which as far as I know is the largest independent comic convention in the country. And Shelton and Carla and Seth and Rico and a million people who I don't even know by name do an incredible job with that show every single year. And when I worked with it, we absolutely loved it, and it's near and dear to my heart, which is why I did South Carolina Comic Con once I bought Borderlands, and I wanted to do something here in Greenville that kind of resembled it in a sense as far as comics and being family friendly, and also brought the games piece of our store into it, so people would have another venue to get into games and things. That said, as a lot of you know that probably follow guys that are connected to the shop and that sort of thing, Wizard World has moved in. and they have a date in May with a 60-day no-compete in front of it that blocks us from doing our show. That said, mistakes happen. I'm not sure what occurred with TD that allowed that to occur, but it just is what it is. I guess for me, if you look at what any of the guys said, you probably will kind of see how everybody's feeling about it. For me, it's something I've wanted to do for years, and Wizard has a pattern of letting smaller folks build up a market in an area and then come in and trying to take it. It just is what it is. That's their business practice, and that's what they do. So, my feelings on it are probably fairly obvious. So what I'll say to it is this. Voice your opinion. The nice thing with us being local is everything that you want to have at the show, we're going to try to have at the show. And your opinion is going to matter to us because we're here every day. Our shop is here 6 days a week. Everything you do for the show ends up coming back into your local economy and helping everybody, in our local area. For lack of a better term, these guys are like carpetbaggers, and they do their thing and they leave, and they don't care whether it works for here or it doesn't. It's kind of my 2 cents. That's about as much of a rant as I'm going to do on it. Some of the guys are a lot more vocal about it, and I'll be frank, I agree with them. I just don't see the need in repeating what they're saying. That said, please support us. We're going to be here for you. We plan on being here a long time, and frankly, we love a good fight. So if they want to do it, we're going to do it. That said, they tried to do this to Heroes years ago, and everybody got together and helped them. And also, they're trying to do it to NC Comic-Con, which is, I believe they're in Durham, but they're going to do the show in Raleigh, which is really right next door. And Alan and the guys at Ultimate Comics, are dealing with kind of the same fight that we are. And Awesome Con, I think, is that same weekend. So if you feel like going to DC, that is a fantastic show. The folks up there are really nice that do that con. So, that's another option for you as well. So support your small local cons, and, the McDonald's cons, as somebody had called them, coming through. Just keep it in mind, when you're going to them. That's the end of my rant. That's all I want to really rant about on that. I want to get back to talking about some fun comics. So this week also, there's some pretty cool number ones. So Marvel has out Rocket Raccoon. Everybody's really excited about that movie, and I'm one of them. Scotty Young has done a fantastic job on that. Batman 66 with Green Hornet and an Alex Ross cover. It's just a total win. If you're a nerd like me, it's fantastic. We also have some of the Batman 75th anniversary covers, so there's a few of those out this week. This one happens to be on Action Comics. Captain America 22 is out this week. So is that Deadpool versus X-Force thing. And nobody likes Deadpool. We know how that is. All right, so we've also got Earth 2. That's looking really good. We've also got Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. Galaxy's Most Wanted number 1. I was starting to call it regular Guardians of the Galaxy. For some reason, people seem to think this Rocket Raccoon Groot thing is going to be big. I don't know. Don't know why. Yeah, so Star-Lord number 1 is also out. And we did get in some back issues recently of some of the Star-Lord appearances in Marvel Premiere and some of the mags. You may want to check those out. Our weekly dose of Future's End, which has been really good. Green Lantern Corps trade paperback is also out. I've got some more mags and trades over here, so give me just a second to swap these guys out. Speaking of independent stuff, guys, the newest trade for Usagi Yojimbo is out. If you haven't checked, guys, Stan Sakai's wife has been really ill, and Caps is running some eBay auctions, and they are doing it. People are donating artwork. There's some really awesome stuff. I've bought a few pieces already, and the money from that goes to benefit the medical bills for Stan's wife, Sharon. So support him. He's done a lot for all of us over the years, keeping us entertained with lots of Samurai Rabbit goodness. Second trade of 5 Ghosts, one of my favorite books, is also out this week. Read it. It's awesome. Also out this week is Game Trade, which is a lot like Previews, which came out last week. I'm not sure if we talked about it, but the new Previews mag. So if there's anything you guys are wanting that's related to comics, toys, cards, a lot of posters, t-shirts, all that can be found in Previews. So anything you want in there, let us know. We can order it for you and get it in. This week also, back issue. Personally, it's one I subscribe to. They focus on a lot of Bronze Age, sometimes Silver Age stuff. Just giving you the history of comics. Speaking of the history of comics, Jack Kirby Collector is out. He is the history of comics. I think he drew over 25,000 pages. If my quote that I did on the Dollar Bin podcast was right. It may or may not have been, but I think it is. It's over 25,000 pages of art. This is great. If you want some historical stuff, a lot of people send in original art to that, so you can see art that's never been published before, so that's really cool. Heavy metal, speaking of independence, and also Thanos Rising, hardcover graphic novel from Marvel. I have a feeling Thanos is going to be really important in some movies real soon. So there you go, guys. Did my rant about the con, talked about all the new releases. Appreciate everybody tuning into the podcast and everybody coming in the shop and supporting us. Feel free to shoot us an email at borderlandscomics@gmail.com. Feel free to check us out at borderlands.us or sccomiccon.com, or swing by the shop, 1434 Lawrence Road, 235-3488 if you need to call, and send us a smoke signal if you need to. See you guys. Thanks again.